Good morning, you're watching GH Today on GH1 TV and Skafui Beswa Hard Talk. We have the head of PR from the Ghana Education Service with us, Reverend Bette. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so there was a press conference that was held by your boss.
Yes.
And what exactly was that press conference about yesterday?
Well, the press conference was about the measures that Ghana Education Service and WAEC decided to take to make sure that this year BEC examination is or becomes free, devoid of any other more practices that we have been looking at. In the past, we've been hearing examination more practices and even having a deep knowledge about sad stories when examinations are being carried out. So this time we decided to take a different course altogether to avoid examination malpractice.
Is this a normal practice? Do you do this every year? I mean, 5 days to the examinations. Why was it necessary to come up with this particular press conference?
This is a very special one. The ministry and the Ghana Education Service decided to embark on. Ghana is noted as a country where examinations are not very strictly written. So we decided that this one should be a special one so that we'll protect exam centers, we'll protect our children, and then the papers and everything will be intact to avoid any other nuisance people coming into force.
Last year, I know there was a wide spread of, examination malpractices that led to the cancellation of about 5 papers.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Yes.
What did we find that led to all of that issue that happened last year?
Yeah.
And indeed, if that is what is determining the measures that we're putting in place.
Well, last year, you, as you rightly said, the council 5 papers, we investigated. WAEC also went into a deep investigation with the security services, and they have arrested some few guys who were involved, and those papers leaked were rewritten by the candidates, and what happened was those arrested are still under investigation. Still,
Are they being charged yet?
They've been put into a cell for now, and then
so they're on remand.
Remand.
The case hasn't been heard.
No,
in
they are
court.
still investigating.
Okay.
And who are these people that were arrested?
Well, they were people who have hijacked our website. They call a gentleman Mr. Luke Dito, and Kofi Lincoln. These 2 names appeared.
Any links to the GES?
Oh yes.
Were they former staff
former
of the GES?
No, these people are not
Yes.
GS staff.
Okay.
They are not YX staff also.
Okay.
They are people in the system.
What do they do? What do they do, these chaps?
Well, they said they have been hijacking the websites of Ghana Education Service and even WAEC website. And whatever is in the website, they will manage to get information and spread it over. So the BNI and other security services did their best to arrest these people.
I'm curious, how do the activities affect the leakages that we're talking about?
Well, when questions are said, it's not only Ghana. Some other people write exams, our questions. They answer our questions. So I was told that when these questions were said, they entered into the website of the West Africa Examination Council, where these people, when you set a question, you have to send it through the website to me or to the center. So these people hijack, they entered into the website.
Let's take it one at a time. So when the questions are set,
yes,
they are posted onto the website? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they are transferred to people. You
Through
could be
email or through the website?
Exactly, email.
Through email?
Email. So these people managed to enter into the website of WAEC and they grabbed some of the questions and started distributing the questions to other people, selling the questions.
Do you know how long they've been in operation, these 2 chaps?
In actual fact,
No. Are they the only 2 people who are arrested?
Well, for now, we have heard about these two
These
people.
2.
There could be more people involved in this issue, but we just got in these 2 names. And even the Dito, I don't know whether it's their actual name or it's a name that they are just being called in the public. Yeah, Luke Dito and Kofi Lincoln.
Kofi linking.
Kofi linking.
Kofi linking and
Yes, Kofi linking.
D2D2.
Yes.
Okay, so these are the gentlemen who have been arrested and investigations are
Being
underway.
carried out, yes.
Okay. Anybody being spoken to at GES or at WAEC? I mean, this has been quite some time now. Have the investigations gotten to your organization?
You're talking about these people's
Yes,
issues?
yes.
Well, I think this is not the right forum for us. It's a security issues, and we don't have to discuss
Okay.
issues with the security here in public.
Are you worried about the length of time that has taken? I mean, it's over
Really,
a year
I'm
now.
not. I'm not
and,
worried. I'm not worried.
Nothing really has advanced.
No, I'm not worried because the investigation must be done thoroughly before an action is taken.
Okay.
So I believe before they begin the exams, we'll be hearing more about the step that the security services have taken against these people. We know that before Monday, they could come out with something.
Okay.
Yes.
It is interesting because if they, for instance, like you say,
Yes.
get the questions from your website,
Yes.
and this time around, we're looking at a BNI escort to distribute examination papers. Have we looked at the chain from the person who starts the typing to whoever does the printing, the packaging? Is that to suggest that there's no problem with, the rest of them, but just the distribution?
Well,
process?
this is a question that WAEC should be answering, but not Ghana Education Service, because WAEC set questions, WAEC distribute questions, WAEC mark questions.
WAEC works under the Ghana Education Service.
Not under the Ghana Education Service. They work under the Ministry of Education.
So what is your link here? It is the GES that has come up with this directive, for instance.
Yes, we are coming out with this direction with the fact that we've spoken with WAEC, the necessary actions and the preparations that have been made before we are bringing in this WAEC BNI people.
So is it like a kind of a collaboration between you and WAEC?
We collaborate.
Okay,
every time.
so you tell us what the directives are here in this press conference.
Yeah, this press conference is talking about the total number of candidates. We want the public to understand that we have 461,012 people who registered to see this year's examination, and 239,963 are male, and 221,050 are female. So candidates with visual impairment, as you know, are 57, and French candidates are 192,539. And we have ICT candidates who are 441,561, drawn from 14,267 schools in the country.
Okay.
They are writing this examination.
Thank you.
On Monday.
I mean, thank you for the statistics. We
Yes.
want to know what the security measures are this time to prevent leakages.
Well,
that's why you're here.
Yes, as I already said, setting the question, there was a security measures taking place, which I have already told you I cannot release
Okay.
to the public.
Fine. Fair
Security
point.
issues are not supposed to be
Fair-
discussed.
fair point.
Now, packaging of the questions also strictly adhered to. Now,
When you say packaging of questions, what do you mean?
yeah, putting the question papers into the bags. The bags
Okay.
were also strictly adhered to.
Or you mean you had some seals and things?
Now, we have a very hard padlock, seals, to make sure that, everything is intact before it leaves the WAEC to the depots. We have depots that will keep these documents.
GS depots or WAEC depots?
WAEC depots.
Okay.
WAEC depots.
Okay.
So before they leave WAEC to the various depots, where I cannot tell you,
Of course.
security measures were taking place. Police were there to accompany, and as I said, the BNI was also part. We respect BNI so much that there's more serious security services that can take care of informations like that. We don't joke with them. That is why we have involved them this time, to make sure that the papers are intact and everything is intact.
Okay, so where are the papers now?
They are the various depots.
They're in the depots?
Yes, in the whole country.
Between today and Monday, when everything starts, what will be happening?
Well, you still want me to leak the information?
No, I don't want you to leak. Just tell us what you can tell us.
What's going to happen is that the BNI, or those people that we have contracted, will go for the papers that very day that very day.
So the Monday
The
when we
Monday,
start.
the Monday that the paper is going to start. They will go there, the police services, the CIDs and all those, they will go there and offload the things into the various buses and the cars that will convey into the center. They will be there.
What was the practice in the past? Last year, when did they go for the papers?
Well, last year, I was told that that very day that they'll be writing, they don't pick the paper from the depot to the schools, no. But where crossing, the roads are not too good, you have to cross a river before you get to the town. It goes a day before the papers are written for security reasons, so that people will not be writing the exams whilst the papers are still being transported to the various centers for anybody to be to tamper with the papers. So a day before, security is intact.
That was last year?
Last year.
But the rivers haven't gone anywhere. Now, for areas which have rivers to be crossed, what
Yes.
happens this year?
I know the rivers are still there, but strict measures are being taken this year to make sure that even if you will be crossing the road, people who are supervising the carrying and all these things are security intact.
So what you're saying in effect is that we're not going to see one center start the exam before another. Distribution is going to happen at the same time.
That
so
is what we anticipate.
It's
That's
a general nationwide.
When we are starting at 7:30, everybody is starting at 7:30. Everybody will start at 7:30, and we make sure that the vehicles that will be conveying the papers to the centers are also set, so that we avoid people starting at 8 and somebody starting at 7:30, except in a serious condition or something, situation.
Indeed, I was going to go there because then if there are practical, situations at, various centers or some specific centers.
Yes,
then
anything at all could happen, but the security of the papers, the seriousness of the intact of the papers are adhered to. We will make sure that nobody tampered with the papers or the bags.
Beyond the BNI's involvement in securing these papers, what are the other measures that have been listed?
Well, my DG spoke to the public about depot keepers. They were also directed to adhere strictly to the instructions of issuing papers and then making sure that 45, no student comes after the paper is started. If you are late before the start of the paper, you will not be allowed. If you are late to examination.
Okay, so previously people could come late and still enter the examination hall.
What I want to say is that some people will be seated while somebody was entering.
Okay.
Within a minute, that could happen. Because somebody could say that I'm going to a washroom to come in. We will avoid all that kind. Otherwise, somebody, a security person, will escort the person to wherever you'll be having your privacy.
As well in the past, we've had people write some of the questions on their body parts and all of that. How are we going to ensure that those ones do not recur? Are we going to have some serious, examination?
I believe strongly that WAEC has done something.
So that for the girls, we're going to have
we're going to have a check,
security officials do that.
Female police people or vigilators will be checking the female for that aspect. And then male teachers will also check the boys before they enter.
What has happened in the past to people who've been found culpable, in the leakage of examination papers?
Do you mean students or parents?
Everybody that has been, involved in the leakages. I know that you have made a few arrests in the past.
Yes.
What has happened to such persons?
In actual fact, I can't tell. I did not hear. When I took office, what I know was last year we protected the papers and nothing happened. Before we heard of the leakages, and those were the people arrested, and then I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
In case you just joined us, welcome. Good morning. This is GH Today on GH1 TV. We have the head of PR at the Ghana Education Service, Reverend Bete, speaking to us about measures that have been taken to avoid examination malpractices for this year's BEC examinations, which start on Monday, the 13th of June. If you have any questions you want to ask the Reverend, if you're a student preparing for the exams, we would love to hear from you. Take a break from your last-minute cramming and WhatsApp us on 02885 100 600 or send us a message on social media, hashtag GHTD. I'm looking at the measures that have been outlined in this press conference. So now teachers involved under the GES are taking steps to bring teachers involved are to bring people to book who misbehave. Now, heads of schools were reminded to certify that question paper pockets were intact on reaching their schools. How do they do that? How do they certify that?
You mean the heads?
Yes. Point 4.
We stated the heads of schools were reminded to certify that question papers pockets were intact on reaching their schools.
Okay.
That is, if you are a head teacher or you are the chief supervisor at the examination spot, you must make sure that the packages that they are bringing to you are intact. They are locked.
All right.
Intact.
Okay.
Yes. We don't want anybody to say that the packages were
how are they
opened
locked?
before.
How are they locked? Is it just a padlock? Is there a seal? What is it?
They have a seal.
Okay.
They have a special seal.
And if they find out that one of these packages is not properly sealed, what is the procedure?
I believe the
What's the procedure?
supervisor over there will report to the security services, or will write a report that this paper with a recent number, blah, 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 was open before reaching the center. So that you, the supervisor, will also be free from any other investigation. They will investigate actually, but you will not be held responsible.
Does it mean that then children in that particular center would not write the exam?
At that particular moment,
Yes.
they could write, but anything that will happen after that, you will not be responsible, but the security service will be responsible to that.
Okay.
They'll write the papers.
But I just imagine that I'm in a particular center and I have received a pocket which has been already, it appears that it has been tampered with.
Broken seal.
Yeah, broken seal. So what do I do? What's the procedure?
Well, as the questions are the same questions, you can't deny the children from writing. They will write, but we'll hold the center responsible and the security people who brought the papers in will be held
Because wouldn't that be evidence that probably the papers had already been distributed?
We don't anticipate that these things will happen. Should it happen, we will know what to do. In actual fact, it can never happen.
So
It
there
never
is a
happened.
plan B.
Yeah, it never happened before. And it will never happen too. Yes.
What kind of invigilators are we looking at this time around?
Are we having our teachers? We are using our teachers as invigilators.
And what kind of orientation are we giving the teachers?
The orientations before, well, what was it? That was 5 months ago. They took them through how they should be strict when the examination is going on, how to detect if somebody is cheating in the classroom, and a lot of things. They were taken through by WAE.
Okay.
They trained them.
Let's look at the quality of the invigilation. Your measures say, look, they're a reminder not to take mobile phones or any other electronic equipment into the halls. Fine. And then it also says that you're going to conduct forensic and checks and audits on the applicant's background before granting them the appointment of invigilator. What kind of forensic checks are you going to if I put myself forward as an invigilator, what kind of checks would you do?
Is that if your schools, if you are a teacher, for example, Bemakam, and your schools are writing, we cannot use Bemakam teachers to supervise or to invigilate papers in the Bemakam vicinity. We will take Bemakam teachers to a far end where they are not very close. So that nobody can influence. You can't influence anybody. I know this student, I know this and that. We are related. That one will be out. We will take you far away and bring other people also in before the examination begins.
Okay.
Yes, that's what we intend with. That's what we did.
Okay.
Yes.
There are quite a lot of examination centers, almost 1,600 centers nationwide. Which of the centers are really leak prone? If you did your checks, I mean, within Ghana, would I be right to say Greater Accra has the leak-prone centers?
No, not really, not really. I have never noticed that, or I didn't put down that. In actual fact, Kumasi centers around Kumasi, Accra, mid of Accra also, last year we realized that people were misbehaving over there, so we've taken notice of places like that.
Okay.
Yes.
And how are you plugging the leaks for
this,
those centers?
this year, let me tell you, Brad Kafui, if you can go out with me, you realize that security is very tight. Places that we suspected that people could misbehave, security measures are taking place. Soldiers are there. For example, Bema camp, we don't allow ordinary people to supervise their papers. Military police will be there, civil police will be there before the supervisors. So when you get there, you cannot misbehave over there.
But that's Bema camp. What about other centers?
Other places, the police are there, and then the CIDs are also there. So you think somebody is ordinary person, is a security officer, to make sure that everything is intact before writing and after writing. So we order that people should not even get closer to centers. If you are passing, you need to go further. You don't get into where examinations are being written. If we caught you, you'll be arrested. Yes.
Okay, well, I want to believe that you're sending in those questions, Reverend Bete. Reverend Bete leaves us pretty surely, but as we wrap it all up, we still like to invite all of those mind-boggling questions. If you know anybody that is sitting for the BEC exam next Monday, or if you have any questions that you would want to put, to the Ghana Education Service, you can send them through to our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, which is 0288 500 600. Reverend Bete, as we wrap it all up,
yes,
what will be your advice to all the players in the CSBC?
Well, the players first, I will start from West Africa Examination Council. They are our priority, the first people. We advise that as they have done their homework, the security aspect of our document should be intact. Now, we also go to the schools where our invigilators are teachers. They should adhere to the instruction that we're giving them. Don't send mobile phone, whether you are a female teacher, invigilator, or male. Never send it there yourself. They could also cause leakage. If they are reading the papers or holding a paper or wanted to correct something in the papers, anything at all could happen. So their mobile phones will be collected, packed somewhere before they even enter the exam halls. The students should be checked properly. We advise also that we don't want students to come out and say, my tummy, I'm going to the washroom and all that. They should allow them to free themselves before they enter the place. They should eat sufficiently before they get there.
But what if nature calls? If nature calls, then
then they should be escorted. They should be escorted to
Yeah.
wherever they have to go and then ease themselves. Yeah, we even warn that the security should once in a while go outside the gates of wherever they'll be writing the exam to make sure that nobody passes around to cause any mayhem.
Okay. Two quick questions. You said there are some websites which have been identified as causing the problems. Have they been shut down? Do you know the identity, the URLs of these websites?
No. We don't have to discuss that one.
But we have to shut them down, don't you think so?
What I'm saying is that the BNI have been contacted to make sure that the steady and make sure those places are secured so that nobody hijack or use those measures to get a paper.
But the point is, are those websites still up? Because you have this Luke, Dito, and Kofi linking.
Yes.
They had 27,000 subscribers to their rogue websites.
Yes.
And isn't there the risk of more people subscribing to these websites?
This time,
or have they been shut down?
This time, no. The BNI has worked on that. They've shut them down. They will not be operating at all this year. You will not get even one out of that number. Okay. Yes, the BNI has done.
My question, though, we all know that security has always been tight.
Yes.
Yet we still, see the leakages happen. What difference is this one going to be?
Well, in the past, we're not using BNI.
So BNI is a game changer.
Oh yes, it's a special security measures that we've taken. We're using placement, CIDs, and other things.
What happens if we still experience or see the leakages happen,
will not.
Even with the BNI on board?
I doubt that. We will not see any of that. This year, the preparation that had gone in has been so much that we don't expect leakages. should it happen, we'll know what to do. Natural fact.
How about
We are in a human
those who
institution.
still? How about those who are still buying the questions from WIEC directly? How are we dealing with such persons?
Well, if you are caught as a mother or a parent or guardian involving yourself in this, I think the law will take its course against you. We will arrest the people. And then even if they have to jail them, they will jail them.
Let me get this clear. Will students be held liable if they are found to have been involved in these leakages?
Why not? Students will be found liable because, well, you know that they don't have money, maybe their parents or relatives having money to buy those things for them. We will use them as a, how do you call it, a measure to investigate the whole thing. And if there is a need for them to be jailed, they could be jailed.
Why not WIEC?
Well, I wouldn't know whether, can somebody in WIEC say that I sold a question, I did this? No.
Yeah, but if
How-
I
how did you get the question?
bought a question,
Yeah,
somebody
how
sold,
did you get?
somebody
how did you
sold
get
it to me.
Who sold it to you? So we'll be tracing that. Securities will be tracing that, and then the law will catch up with the person who will be arrested. Finally, if you are a student, maybe we can ban you from writing an exam for 2-3 years. 2-3 years time, you will not write any exam in the country again. But if you are a parent, the law will take its course on you.
Tell me about this differential profile. It's a new software which has been developed by WIEC, which is being used to expose fraud.
Yes, in actual fact, this is the first time that we're going to use these measures. It's going to be used when marking time, when we are going to mark the papers. That's where we're going to use it to determine whether somebody has cheated in the examination hall.
How does
It will pick. It will pick.
How does it work?
Well, it picks people who cheats in the examination. It's a mechanism that is put in place to make sure that when you are cheated, when you are seated close and you are cheating, we'll get you. When somebody is behind you and you cheated, we'll get you. No, you realize that children sometimes are not so much clever. First answers are A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. We know whether it is true or not. Sometimes when they cheat, we know that these people, you taught this person, you taught this person. We know. Teachers are trained to know that. And this mechanism is also put in place to make sure that you are God. You are God from
So we have a viewer wanting to ask this question. So he wants to know if indeed the combined team of, the examination body is aware or knows anything about encryptions and decryptions, because that according to them, they think that can better prevent the leakages than using,
Well, in
the
actual
people
fact,
that
we
we're
have a
bringing
backup.
in.
We have a backup. We have a plan B for whatever we are doing.
Have we explored technological, ways of dealing with this issue?
Well, I don't want to go there because those things are security issues. As far as we are involving BNI in this,
You're sounding like the IGP now. Everything is a security issue.
no. What I mean is that we don't have to expose certain things that have been put in place, the measures that have been put in place. We don't need to discuss this to people for them to understand everything.
Isn't it
If
sad?
you understand, you think about doing something else.
Yeah.
So we are hiding certain things that
I get you.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it sad that the basic education exams have now become almost like security,
Yeah.
national security issues, and we're
Yes.
employing the
Yeah.
BNI to do this?
I'm telling
What's
you.
your thought on that?
If you don't have BEC certificate, you can't go to science school.
It's almost
You
like the
can't
common entrance of their former days.
That is the beginning of.
But it's not
everything.
even more sad that at that stage, children just can't sit down to learn, but would want to get, foreknowledge
Well, it's
before they go into
indiscipline.
exam.
It's
exam
indiscipline in
halls.
the system. Indiscipline in the system and laziness. in
And
the
laziness,
system.
indiscipline, and laziness. Twin
So
evils.
parents
Yes.
are also not doing something right.
That's right.
Reverend, finally, this school in the Nima area that's been shut down over some thugs, who attacked in Newtown. I beg you, not Nipa, Newtown. They attacked teachers.
Yes.
Knife wielding, cane wielding thugs, and the school has been shut down for I understand 2 weeks.
No, not 2 weeks. The thing happened 3 days ago.
How long will the? But our journalists,
Our
our reporters
checks
have told us
reveal
that
that
the
it's
school is
been
not going to
shut
open
down
again for 2 weeks.
No, they
now.
cannot determine that. Ghana Education Service will determine that whether the school will be open by 3 days' time or not. Ghana Education Service will determine.
Is
But
the school in
is it-
session today?
No, from here I'll be passing through that end to see whether they have opened the gates to the students to get there. In a natural fact, it was a sad story when we heard about the issue So there is nothing we could do than to close that school immediately.
So you
to
closed
avoid,
it?
Yeah, God,
GS
Just
closed it.
just 3
Okay.
days ago, you
Yes,
say.
yes,
Yes.
exactly.
And when did you say the school would reopen?
We are deciding. We are still
So
investigating.
it's an
We are
indefinite
deciding.
closure.
No. We could close it any
But
moment.
is it not
from now.
supposed to be a center? A center?
Or
It's not supposed to be a center.
We are lucky it's not a center.
Okay,
for
so are we looking at
examination.
relocation of a school now?
No. It still be there.
Okay.
But we've reported the issue to the police and they are investigating the issue.
But reports suggest that the head teacher is asking for relocation of a school.
Well,
Have you had reports in the past?
we
that-
requested from the Metro Director of Education to bring statements to the Ghana Education Service for us to study. Then we know what to do. But when we are relocating that school, where is it going to be placed?
To
We
a,
have the
a
land.
place where
We are
you
just
have
taking-
and nobody goes to break in, there's no criminal activity, a safer place for the safety of not even the teachers, but the students as well.
The what I think we have to do is that to take some security measures.
BNI again?
No, not BNI. Security measures to make sure that the gate is closed, we have a gate, we have fence, and many other things are done so that security-wise, teachers will be safe in that school. And even the students themselves will be safe.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll leave it here. Thank you very much. Reverend Bete is the head of public relations at the Ghana Education Service. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, too.
And we wish you a beautiful day.
Thank you, too.
All right, you're watching GH Today. Good morning. Kafui and Beswa here. I'm loving the roses.
Thank you.
Maybe I may wear one tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm loving everything that you're rocking.
What
as well,
is
but-
next?
Well, so like Kafui has said on this set, like Time Without Number, myself as well, skyrocketing electricity bills, the prepaid meters running like Usain Bolt or even faster than Usain Bolt. So on the next discussion, still on Hard Talk, we're looking at how best we can deal with high electricity tariffs. Okay.